Namaste, angels. This is the reading that I'm doing in connection with the full moon in Capricorn, as well as the retrograde season, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn. So I did a what was supposed to be the moon reading already, and I plan to use these other decks and do some more spreads, and I sort of like ran out of time because I pulled cards for each individual sign in the other reading. So I'll post that up, and you'll see that that it's for each or all signs. And for this one, it will be the collective. I'm going to do the spread, my spread from the perspective of the universe, and my spread from the perspective of the divine masculine specifically. But you'll find, or you should find, love and general in both readings. You'll definitely find love in the other reading. I gave the general meaning and the love reading, and the like my meaning or intuitive meaning, as well as the traditional tarot meaning of each of the cards I pulled in the other reading that I entitled Capricorn Full Moon. So let's get started. I already shuffled this deck. I already shuffled this deck live on that reading. So I can shuffle this one in front of you, but we're beginning with Storm Warning in reverse, which from my energy deck, which is a card about like the dark times, the worst being behind you. And so far it's in alignment with the other reading that I did, because in that reading, in one of the decks, we started with the Six of Swords, and so it's a similar kind of card, like you've been through it. Maybe you had been experiencing the Ten of Swords, and now it's the Six, and you're headed for like calmer, stiller waters, and the worst times are behind you, the dark times, the rough waters. Also, in reverse, like this card that we're starting with, is the fourth chakra in Archangel Raphael. So this is the heart chakra, and there's some sort of blockage there. And maybe where you were experiencing the rough times was specifically in a relationship or some sort of something emotional, that involved your heart. So even if it was something involving a family member, a family situation, or a business partner or a business situation, it's something that you are emotionally invested in. And so that may be to what these dark times are tied. And maybe, that situation is over, or coming to an end, whatever was causing you emotional pain. And so, as things become again more calm, more still, and better energy for you, you can also focus on like opening up the heart again. Again, these are shuffled already, so I'm gonna move out of the way. I'll just shuffle these like 3 times and then cut. And now we have an overall energy of the Healer of the Ages. I think I'm going to use these for the advice. And that Healer of the Ages card in reverse like that actually also talks about you perhaps having been going through something, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, some sort of addiction situation, I don't know, any number of things. And healing occurring, but with the Healer of the Ages in reverse, it's like there's a deeper level of healing that's needed or necessary. And, that may be when Neptune comes into play. Neptune is about our deepest, emotions and feelings. And so with Neptune going retrograde in Pisces, which it rules tomorrow, that may be when you're going to, if you're experiencing that kind of energy, where you're going to need to give some attention to these areas of your life that require you to maybe, sit down and take a moment to yourself and give yourself some attention, some nourishment, some nursing, whatever it is. And because things around you are calming, where there had been these storms, because they're calming down, you can afford, or you'll at least feel finally, like you can afford to take the moment to sit down. It's going to be important that you give yourself that attention, that nurturing. So anyway, we'll begin with the King of Pentacles. He is generous, professional, responsible, and practical, and likely tied directly to the Capricorn full moon. Capricorn is an earth sign. He is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or someone likened to those traits or attributes under normal circumstances aside from the Capricorn full moon. And the card is all about a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities that you are offered. You have the Midas touch. The next card is in reverse. It is Major Arcana card 0. In this deck it's called the Dreamer. It is the Fool in the traditional tarot. Divine being or couple. You can look at this spread as an individual, or if you're partnered and you want to see what it means for your relationship, you can look at it that way. Recent past, near future, masculine's higher self, blocks to individual or shared progress, what the feminine can do to help herself with regard to the blocks. Let me move these up a little bit. Let's see. Is that better? I think so. What the masculine can, what the universe would have us do and wants to help with also. And the outcome, something that will be addressed by the new moon in Cancer. We got 2 cards that came out in that placement. I'm going to do the same thing with these numerology cards. So, again, divine being or couple, recent past, near future, masculine's higher self, blocks the individual or shared progress, what the feminine can do to help herself, what the masculine can do to help himself, what each archetype can do to help themselves, and the universe also would like to help. And the outcome, what will be addressed, and maybe even changed, corrected, improved in time for the full moon. For the new moon in Cancer, or perhaps become our focus for that new moon in Cancer. Divine being or couple. We have the 8 of Swords, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and being afraid to take action. And we have somebody in a spiritual partnership, we have coupled with this. So this can be about a fear of entering a spiritual partnership with somebody, feeling like we can't, like there's some sort of block. And these soulmate relationships or twin flame relationships, divine unions, they often have many obstacles before them. There's a lot of dark forces fighting them from coming together, and so it could be that. Spiritual partnership could also be a reference to a karmic relationship that somebody feels stuck in, like they can't leave. If it's not a romantic situation, it can be some other type of spiritual partnership or some other karmic bond. Again, we're just feeling limited, restricted, like there are obstacles in front of us and we can't move in the direction that we would like to. Recent past, we have the King of Cups, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. So we may have received or given somebody some trustworthy, heartfelt advice through some sort of communication, or when I say somebody, or receiving, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a human being, like on this plane. We could have received intuitive communications, advice that way. Some sort of, something in a dream, especially with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is perhaps an actual person in your life that is possibly even a direct water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And if you haven't received or made a communication, again, on this plane, this could also be something energetic. Somebody could have been trying to send you something, or maybe you've been trying to tap in and connect with somebody recently, or wanting to. There's a desire to. and it's emotionally based or driven, something in your heart wanting this connection, this communication. Near future. Nine of Wands and perseverance. So this is perfect because the Nine of Wands is about not giving up. The Nine of Wands is about us maybe wanting to give up and thinking that we don't have anything left to give, so we have no choice but to give up. But it's the universe saying, you do have more to give and you're almost to the finish line. Do not give up. And look, it even says it right here on the card. Don't give up. I didn't even realize that. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So what you've created could be a relationship. It could be, a situation for yourself, an idea. Maybe there's somebody's trying to take from you, an opportunity for communication. Maybe, for a group to come together, for something. You made it possible, and maybe others are involved, and so they're not allowing it to flow the way you want it. But it's like, don't just say, like, this was your idea, it was a good idea, follow through with it. We also do have an overall energy of music that I didn't get into, so I'll do that in a second. But what I was talking about, this perfect pairing, we have this Nine of Wands about not giving up, and then we have card number 4 from the numerology deck, perseverance. So that's exactly what not giving up is about. This overall energy here of music could be us. That could be the communication. Maybe you've been receiving messages in sound, in music. Whatever genre of music is, you've been listening to. Some sort of messages could have come through there, whether you realized it or not. The songs could be talking to you, and sometimes we just hear songs and we're like, oh yeah, like I resonate with this song. Like it feels like it's sort of speaking about my life, and sometimes there's more to it than that, where it really is some sort of psychic message that you're being sent, whether from a person or from the universe, like you were meant to hear it, whatever the case may be. Masculine's higher self. Knight of Swords. He is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. So the Knight of Swords shows up when we have a decision to make, or when we're awaiting to hear from one. It is a card of action, or for me, it's a card of action. Like the pages for me are about news and information. Like they bring us the opportunity, and then the Knight is who actually takes the opportunity and does something with it. He performs the action. And so this one is the action of, like, when I get the information, I'm going to take off and do what I need to do. Or my action is going to be to disperse information, or to, collect information, or make a decision. One of those things. Knight of Swords may be an actual person in your life, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And here, for the communication, again, this is the masculine's higher self. The action may be forgiveness, him seeking forgiveness, or him forgiving, or both. And maybe that's part connected to the communication as well. But this is where the masculine is wanting to go. And maybe it's needing to make a decision as to whether or not to forgive, or whether or not to seek forgiveness. Blocks the individual or shared progress. So we're on the path together. We could, both have progress and we're both halted, or, one person as an individual, this is their obstacle. You can look at it again, either way, however you like. So we have the Knight of Fire. Again, this is a card of action. It's a knight. Knight of Wands. He is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully, but what's partnered with it is patience. So you can't just take off running. Like the Knight of Wands is somebody, sometimes it's a real person, and it's somebody who doesn't necessarily stick around long enough for something to play out. It can be a very fast-moving energy. He's here, he's gone. You met him, he's in your life, he's out of here. And that's like the opposite of patience. So that might explain why this is showing up as the block. But what can the feminine do to help herself in this regard, with regard to the patience? And it looks like what she can do is simply to have the patience, because the Three of Pentacles, and threes in general in the tarot, tend to be about patience. Like something is coming about, it's moving, but It's moving, in divine time, in universal time, not your speed necessarily. Your most satisfying and profitable career, or anything in your life really, comes from following your heart and listening to your passions and doing what brings you joy, right? This is about you, not other people. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your true talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. So we have that here coupled with love partnership. If you're feminine, attaching yourself in a romantic way, or you have already attached yourself in a romantic way to somebody that you didn't really want, because that's who other people felt like you should be with, or you know him or her is, because that they felt you should be with them, and it's like, well, I'm here and let's just be in a relationship, and you sort of just like, okay, even if you didn't want that or whatever, this is guiding you to maybe change that. What you can do to help yourself is perhaps to change that, and be patient instead, and maybe wait for the relationship that you're really meant to be in. And it might be somebody that you've met or will meet through work. What the masculine can do to help himself, and it's a similar kind of card. This is about like making a decision, and then, well, remember he had making the decision up here with the Knight of Swords. And this is about making a decision and sticking to it, like not letting other people push you around and change your mind and make your decisions for you. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. Trust that your inner guidance is true and follow it completely. And we have that partner with adventure. So this, whatever it is the masculine wants to do that he's making a decision about and putting his foot down, something new, something exciting. It could be romantic, it could be a romantic partnership, it could be a new job, it could be a new lifestyle, it could be a new life period, it could be moving to another place and trying something different. And not letting other people, could be combinations of those. I'm moving to another place, I'm starting a new job, I'm taking my woman with me, the girl you don't like or whatever, and that's like too bad. And it's a new adventure. It's a brand new start. 5 plus 5 is 10, so it's a 1. It's a new beginning if he's willing to take it, and that's what he can do to help himself, with regard to this block here. What the universe would have us do to help ourselves with regard to the block, and wants to help us with, if we are so inclined as to allow it to, right? Because we have free will. And that is the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is logical, truthful, curious, and undiplomatic. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Page of Swords is like the knight that sits right next to it, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius potentially, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. We have it here partnered with creativity. It is another 3. Gemini is actually the 3rd sign of the zodiac, so I've been seeing a lot of 3 over the past couple of weeks, the whole time that Mercury has been located in Gemini, much of which has been retrograde. Mercury just went direct on the 22nd. Now we got these 3s crossing these other 3s. Page of Swords could definitely be about a communication, maybe in a creative way, choosing your words carefully, using your words, as they say, not just maybe not just blurting something out, normal Page of Swords style, but really putting some thought into how you're going to speak to people, because that can make all the difference right now. Page of Swords can also have to do with a message that's coming. And so maybe it's coming up with a creative way to deliver the message. If we're not speaking, how can I seek forgiveness? How can I ask you to forgive me if you're not even talking to me? If we're blocked, you won't pick up my calls or whatever. I got to come up with a creative way. Maybe I got to tell your girlfriend, or find them because her number's not blocked. Maybe I got to, or her Facebook's not blocked. Maybe I got to find her, DM her, ask her to do me a solid, whatever. This is coming up with a creative way to deliver some sort of message. Or again, the message can be coming into people intuitively, through the energies of, that are about us. So We still do have very strong Gemini energy around us, even though the sun has left Gemini at this point. Gemini is still the North Node. Mercury is still located in Gemini. You're talking about communication. So that may be the case there too. But if not, it's possible that the Page of Swords is representing the energy of Aquarius. We have Jupiter back and forth between Aquarius and Pisces while it's retrograde over the next 4 months. So that may be the case. We also have Aquarius as ruler, Uranus, doing something during this period over the next 2 weeks, but also, being located in Taurus, having been for the past year or two already, and going to be there for another, 5 or 6 years. So that could be the case too. Sometimes also the Page of Swords can be about not only receiving a message, but when in that instance, it's like not necessarily what you were hoping to hear or wanting to hear. And so this is what the universe wants to help us with. It could be also helping us to, creatively receive information too, where we are able to find the positive and maybe learn to use the 3 toward being patient and realizing, okay, this didn't go exactly as I would have chose or wanted necessarily, but I'm still in the process of manifesting. It's a 3. I'm almost up to that 4. I almost have something completed. Let me be patient. Let me think positive and continue to focus on what I'm trying to achieve. That may be what the universe wants to help us with. And then ultimately, a focus in time for the Cancer new moon, or what will have transpired, what will have been addressed by then. We have the 8 of Cups. You feel that there's more to life than what you're living, so it's time to move on. Maybe moving from a situation that isn't good for you, or perhaps you're being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you are in control. This can also be about seeking some sort of higher spirituality, and it would be tied to the energy of Cancer, right? It's cups, so it's emotions, it's love, and maybe it's something, again, your heart or emotions are invested in, and just maybe feeling like there's more to life. And life being short. This is a message that's been coming up a lot in my readings too, and it's a message I think that's very much attached to the energy of Aquarius and the age of Aquarius, and having left finally at large the Pisces energy behind. And so now we're talking about healing humanity, and everybody thinking in a higher way, in a more spiritual way. And so we come to realize that we're here for a time, incarnated in this form. Our souls go on forever, but in this form, and in these particular lives and bodies, we don't have forever to achieve what it may be we want to, or we need to. And so part of the awakening is this realization of, I've been asleep worrying about 3D stuff, worrying about earthly matters, and what, this person thinks, or that person thinks, or the other person thinks. None of that matters in the afterlife. All this focus on money and material, and you can't take it with you. So I need balance. I need some money to get through, living on this plane. But at the same time, I need to accomplish, what my soul's purpose is too. So let me try to focus on that also. So that's what I'm getting from the 8 of Cups, and it's partnered with another card that can be very potentially strong. Cancer or water sign energy, possibly, as well as that of Gemini, most directly the High Priestess, but it can definitely be tied to water signs too. And this, like the owl that's on the card in particular, and the psychic energy, intuitiveness, the moon that's in the picture. The moon rules the sign of Cancer, so this is definitely, can be connected to the energy of Cancer too. This is a time when you need to pause and to reflect. And I think it's, again, on sort of your life, who am I, where am I, what am I meant here to be doing here, all that kind of stuff I think is going to be coming up for a lot of us. And not necessarily to take action, but to like put things in perspective and maybe make a plan. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. And then when you are ready, you will make a decision and there will be some sort of new beginning, some sort of new start for you. When you decide the time is right, again, you're ready. That's what the universe has in store for us, according to my cards and what they were saying to me as I was doing that spread. By they, I didn't mean my cards, but it could be my cards too. I meant like, you know, the energies, the spirits. I'm going to do the spread from the perspective of the masculine now. There's that music card again. And the forgiveness card again. Completion of some sort of cycle. That's what full moons do, bring about endings. So that makes sense. Spiritual partnership, the overall energy now. How perfect is that for a Capricorn full moon reading, right? The energy of Capricorn, the element of Capricorn, the autumn of the pentacles. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. And so in the case of love, this can be a new abundant relationship or an opportunity for one. We will start with these again. So, oops, we got two. All right. I almost put one back, but I don't like to do that. Divine Feminine. The masculine as it relates to the feminine and to himself. And to the union or connection as a whole. These might not be able to stay here. Overall, what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him, what he himself is willing to, what the universe wants to help with here, and the outcome. So maybe again in time for the Cancer new moon, what step we can be up to, what can be accomplished. With that overall energy of Ace of Pentacles. Keep that in mind too. Divine Feminine. Another Ace and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands was the overall energy in the general reading that I did with the Rider-Waite deck and the other spread, the other reading that I did. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people who are helping you. And I think this is just coming, these blessings, this is luck, this abundance coming straight from Jupiter. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. And as I mentioned last week, in I think the general reading, I said 2 aces in the same spread. In this case, one representing the feminine, one being the overall energy. 2 or more can definitely be about. It's very auspicious, and it can be about, you know, even something like a new home or something. Sure enough, we had the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups, and I said also this may involve, you know, an air sign and a water sign. And sure enough, Mary, one of my, you know, friends, viewers, supporters, clients, you know, all of that, all the above. I'm certain she commented on the video that her daughter, who was a Cancer, had just gotten her own place. You know, so, and Mary's a Gemini. So it was, again, air and water and a new home was involved. And that the same can happen for somebody else this week. But, oh, look, I'm doing all this talking. I didn't realize the card was relationship change. So we have, again, what is basically the twin flame of divine union or soulmate card of the tarot attached to relationship change and the Ace of Wands. So definitely a brand new opportunity for something really, really beautiful, or strengthening of a relationship, growth in a relationship, new levels of, you know, commitment. So like if you were just talking, maybe move to the dating stage. I explained all this in the general reading too. It feels kind of like deja vu. The masculine as relates to the feminine. So let's see, tied to this kind of energy, it's the 6 of Wands, tied to the 2 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. And this is a card of victory. So could be success in a relationship that had been going down the tubes, you know, or that had ended at one point. Maybe you revive it. It is tied with an ace. It can be a new start. It can be trying again, a rebirth. Or even in a new relationship, a brand new one, you know, it's the 6 of Wands is a card of like reward and victory and award, you know, so this is an abundant situation. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship. A promotion can be the next level again of commitment that I was talking about, right? And like, you know, upgraded to the next situation. Be chosen for a scholarship, or find out you're singled out for special recognition somehow. Maybe you get engaged or something. You've done an amazing job and you deserve all the attention. And it is partnered here with the forgiveness that was in the placement of the masculine's higher self in the last spread. So that may be what happens. You might get singled out to actually like receive an apology from someone. Or, yeah. It's the masculine as it relates to the feminine. So it'll be coming from the masculine to the feminine. The masculine as it relates to himself, we have here. And it's the sun. Very nice. This is Sagittarius energy, so some more Jupiter, basically. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. So this is a card of victory and success for him, to go along with the 6 of Wands that maybe he has, you know, that's meant for her. And that one is partnered with physical activity. So it could be the actual physical activity of, again, initiating some sort of forgiveness or communication, or reaching out, singing. Why did singing come up? Well, we did have music as an overall energy. Somebody could even get like serenaded, or, you know, when they say you sing, it's like telling the story, like I'm gonna oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? When they say, oh, you sung like a canary, like you just let all the information out, you know, just admitted everything. That may be part of the forgiveness. That could be the physical activity. I'm just gonna lay it all here out on the line. The masculine is relates to the union or connection as a whole. Not feeling very good about it, feeling kind of like worried that, you know, that there's a lack there. Focusing on the negative, right? He might be focused on what didn't work out or hasn't worked out. or worrying about money or your career. It's really anything. Worrying about anything negative, focusing on anything negative can block your progress. Absolutely. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or to become self-employed or maybe to try to enter a relationship until this is done. But at the same time, if we look at this in two and we say the masculine's feeling on the union or connection as a whole, what we could be saying is that he's done with this kind of energy. This phase of feeling lack as it relates to the relationship is over. It's complete. So if you want to, put a more positive spin on that one. Overall, this is a masculine overall, and here is an indication that something is ending, right? That was difficult and negative. So I think that is how we were meant to read that placement. It's the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change. So now we're supposed to look for something better now. Embrace the change and expect things to get better. Somebody could even be recovering from an addiction, and yeah, it looks like health may actually be involved in whatever the situation is. What energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if up to him, and it is the Eight of Cups, a desire to move on, so like moving past whatever was negative, walking like toward the love partnership, the search for something more meaningful. This is like the more meaningful spiritual and emotional growth. And for himself, what's he giving here? Unity, which is the Hierophant, Major Arcana card 5. Most directly represents the sign of Taurus. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Could definitely be a spiritually based relationship that's being spoken about here, because it's people, who sort of share. Not necessarily your views or practices, but their vibration is akin to your own. And then we have it here, partner with manifestation. So this is what he wants to draw in. And of course, the Hierophant can be about traditional values and relationships and things, including marriage. Like, I want the white picket fence and the house and the dog and the 2.5 kids and all that, whole kit and caboodle, as they say. What the universe wants to help us with is the manifestation and change, or maybe manifesting change and improvement, or better energy in our lives. Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, represents the sign of Gemini. Again, you are ready, you have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. And that's nice, right after the masculine's manifestation here. This is the ability to achieve whatever it is you are looking to. Changing your situation. You have the ability to change it. If you don't like it, fix it. Give yourself a different situation. You're the Magician. And the outcome. 613. How cute is that? Equals 19, of course. So the outcome is the happy one. All right, the Sun. Plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success when you put these two together. Love and Major Arcana card 13, Death. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. So again, allowing something to come to an end, so that love can grow and prosper. Like letting go of whatever was holding it back, anything negative, old sentiments and feelings and fears, worries about lack, low self-esteem and fear of abandonment, or fear of commitment, all those things, letting all that go. The inability to forgive, letting all that go, and instead just letting love exist and grow and form and be co-created and all that kind of stuff. And that is the 2 spreads that I had promised. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I will use the energy deck before I go to give advice cards for each archetype. maybe in addition to the numerology we were just using. And these. So, to the masculine, we have the Seven of Cups. Here's that Neptune, in Pisces energy from the Neptune retrograde. It's time to stop procrastinating and to make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart, which is basically what I've been saying throughout the reading. And the last spread indicated the masculine did have a decision to make. Remember, we had decision in the placement of the masculine's higher self, partnered with forgiveness. For the feminine, we have the Page of Pentacles, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging and maybe even a new area of study. So waiting news or in need of news with regard to financial matters, it should be good that comes to you. The Page of Pentacles is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Masculine, pulling the Three of Fire, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So something, again, is in the process of being manifested. It's not quite here, but don't let that, the fact that you haven't achieved it yet, don't let that allow you to slip back or cause you to slip back into negative thinking. For the feminine, we have more pentacles. We had the Page and now we have the Knight. He is trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. For the masculine, from the numerology deck, we have card number 66, Healing, which is awesome. For the feminine, we have 63, Parenting. And from the energy deck for the masculine, we're the Thinking Man in reverse. And for the feminine, we have Journey in reverse. Why don't I get the book and actually read these rather than just give you the intuitive meaning or what I remember of the meaning. Oh goodness, can I even find it? 45. Card number 46, reversed. The thinking man in this position could represent a male in authority who is not acting in your best interests, masculine. But this card reversed is more about others in your life. Yeah. This card reverse is more about others in your life. So not necessarily about you directly. This card in this position usually indicates that such a learning and growth are actually a part of your own path and you're not heeding the call. This is not really making sense. This card in this position usually indicates that such a learning and growth are actually a part of your own path and you're not heeding the call. Maybe in your observation of others, you're supposed to realize that something that somebody else is going through is really more so about you. You may be destined to be a therapist, teacher, writer, publisher, psychic, or healer of some sort. Your soul longs to serve in this capacity, whether professionally or just in your personal life, but something seems to be blocking your way. But it's time to break through and to move in this direction now. Remember, what you learn during your own growth, you'll be able to share with others, often adding your own compassion and profound personal wisdom. Interesting. And for the feminine, we have card number 2 in reverse. Maybe that'll be easier to find. Here it is. You may desire to move or to just get away for a while, but the reverse of this card could indicate a delay or even a cancellation. Something could be standing in your way, or perhaps lines of communication may get crossed. Don't let the potential changes upset you. Refocus your energy and be flexible enough to alter your schedule or destination as needed. And this is the type of thing I was talking about, during the reading too, like not getting upset, just accepting it and rolling with the punches and moving into a new energy, a new beginning. Like fuck it. So yeah, refocus your energy. Be flexible enough to alter your schedule or even your destination as needed. Remember, you can always create new adventures, even in your present location or situation. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys. Namaste.